What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo Sports Center, and today I am going to be reading what you guys had to say about what the Bills should do in free agency. If you guys want to join some of these videos, be sure to check out our Instagram, Buffalo Sports Center, over there, and you could click on our stories and answer our questions, and you might just be featured in one of these YouTube videos. Let's get right into it. So this question was kind of posed to who we should trade for and sign in free agency. So we're going to go player by player, the players that you guys listed, and I'll give my overall thoughts and analysis on it. Let's start off with an absolute heater, Maxx Crosby. Could you imagine the Bills making a good enough trade offer for the Raiders to trade us Maxx Crosby? Well, so much for that one. Editor Cal coming in here. The Raiders have actually just signed Maxx Crosby to a 3-year, $106.5 million extension, $91.5 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback of all time. So we're not trading for Maxx Crosby. Sorry about that one. Back to the video. It would be really tough. I know the Raiders have a good pick in the draft. They're looking to, get this rebuild over with, trying to get to the playoffs. Getting rid of their best defensive player might not be the key to that, but you never know. If the Bills wow them with an offer, maybe Maxx Crosby comes over. Maxx Crosby has been linked to the Bills in the past, so you never know. Again, he is a career Raider, so this would be something new going to a new team. He had 7.5 sacks last year, but 2 years ago he had 14.5, and I think we all know what Maxx Crosby can do when he is on his game. Another thing is he's been in the division with Patrick Mahomes since Mahomes' rookie year, so if there's one thing he's good at, it's certainly stopping Patrick Mahomes. So maybe the Bills see that as a good enough asset to go and make a good enough offer to get him from the Raiders. At the end of each of these players, I'll give either a thumbs up or thumbs down. This would be a big thumbs up. I would love Maxx Crosby on the team. Now let's move on to somebody who was already here, maybe a re-sign of Mack Hollins. Keep in mind, Mack Hollins was here mainly as a blocking receiver. I didn't expect too much from him, and I think I was very overly surprised with him this year. Only 378 yards in the air, but 5 touchdowns. So he was definitely a factor in the red zone, and we did see, I think the first touchdown of the year was a nice little red zone slant to Mack Hollins, and of course his fandom rose when, the whole no shoes thing, and he had the costumes going for the playoff game. So yeah, Mack Hollins seems like a great guy. Why not bring him back, especially if our wide receiver room is going to stay depleted. We'll get into some more receivers later on in the video, but yeah, Mack Hollins, I would give that a thumbs up. I think you could get him on a team-friendly deal. I think he wants to be here, and I know Josh Allen and him have, kind of got a little bit of good chemistry from last year, so I'd be very much in on that one. Now let's switch back to defensive end. How about another trade, Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett, one of those players who has been heavily linked to the Bills. The Bills have been heavily linked to Myles Garrett as well because all of a sudden it looks like Brandon Beane is monitoring the situation and offering up a trade package. What that is, who knows, but it'll probably consist of quite a few draft picks and potentially a guy like Greg Rousseau. We'll see what happens with that. But 14 sacks last year for Myles Garrett. Again, just an all-pro, all-star, one of the best in the league. I got to give this a big thumbs up as well. I mean, getting Myles Garrett would be a no-doubter for me. We'll see if it happens, but there's no doubt that Bills defensive line needs some help, especially in the playoffs. And if Von Miller gets cut, they're certainly going to need some new bodies on that line. And adding an all-star, all-pro like Myles Garrett would certainly fill that void. Now let's move on to Josh Palmer. This is a receiver from the Chargers. Now keep in mind this receiver room is pretty depleted, and if the Bills decide not to bring back Mack Hollins, Palmer could be a great addition. He had 584 yards last year, 1 touchdown. He had a 4.52 40-yard time in his 40-yard dash time in the combine 4 seasons ago. So this is a guy with a little bit of speed, not like a Tyreek Hill type speed, but the Bills do want a new receiver that can stretch the field, and this guy would be able to kind of do it all, right? I would give this a thumbs up, not as big of a thumbs up as I would give a guy like Myles Garrett, but I would be very inclined to see this. I just want to add in too, Christian Kirk has been released at the time of this recording, so he's not on this list, but I'll just throw him up there real quick. That would be a big thumbs up as well. Moving on, let's switch over to defense again. Justin Reid, again, a free safety. The Bills are certainly going to need some help in that secondary, especially after potentially losing Rasul Douglas. Justin Reid is a safety, but we're just clumping this entire secondary together. This Bills secondary is rough, and they seriously need to improve this in the offseason. Justin Reid had 2 picks last year, but it was a very solid option. And, we saw him a lot with the Chiefs when we played the Chiefs, and he is a very solid free safety. I think the Bills, if I were to align the biggest needs for the Bills, I think that defensive line might be one. I might put secondary number two, including, cornerbacks and safeties, and then probably third would be wide receivers. So, yeah, Justin Reid would be a big thumbs up for me. Now let's move on to James Bradberry. Again, didn't play at all last season, but he does have 19 interceptions in his career. A veteran-type guy who could help the secondary. I'm going to give this one the first thumbs down, though, of the video, just because that injury concerns me, and we can't be taking risks on the secondary. You get a bunch of injury-prone guys into the secondary room, and they go down. All of a sudden, we're back to, Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin, and that is just not good enough to win a Super Bowl. So I'm a little bit hesitant of this one. Next guy up, Darius Slay. No picks last year. He is a veteran, but he is getting older as well. So, he has that playoff experience. He has experience, in the big moments. But Darius Slay, one of those guys who I think might be nearing the end of his career. So I'm going to also give this one a thumbs down. As much help that the Bills need, I don't know. It might be a little bit too much money, even coming off a down year. And I don't know about, the age worries me a little bit and potential injuries. Now let's shift over to Charvarius Ward. Again, the defensive back. No picks last year, but he had 5 2 seasons ago. I'd give this one a thumbs up. I've seen him linked to the Bills for quite a few weeks now, so I think that would be a good acquisition for the Bills. We'll see if anything transpires there. Now let's end the video off with a big one, DK Metcalf. A lot of people put this in the comment section, so I had to hit this one. DK Metcalf, 992 yards last season, 5 touchdowns, only 5 touchdowns. So if you recall a couple minutes ago when I mentioned Mac Hollins, he only had 5 touchdowns too. But imagine DK Metcalf with Josh Allen. That would be something special. DK Metcalf actually just requested a trade. So, yeah, that would be a big get for the Bills. It has been rumored that the Bills have been monitoring the DK Metcalf trade market, and now all of a sudden he wants out. Again, he hasn't really played with a good QB in his career. Geno Smith, no disrespect to him, but yeah, I think DK Metcalf would look a little bit better with Josh Allen. And again, elite speed, elite size, elite ball catching skills. This guy's the total package. And if you want to get rid of an Amari Cooper and maybe not re-sign Mac Hollins, you're going to need a big get, and DK Metcalf would be right there. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think of these options that you guys said, or would you like to add maybe somebody else, maybe trade for somebody else, or do the Bills just keep what they got and, acquire some more draft picks, maybe round out the team in the draft? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and be sure to check out the Instagram for the next time we do one of these videos. Maybe you could be featured next time. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.